Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 33 of the Whips and Whimsy podcast. My name is Zenith, my pronouns are they, them. I am so happy you are joining me here today. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about all of my fiber-related hobbies, usually just knitting, but I do have some other ones to talk about today. Ooh. And I'm also going to talk about the books I'm reading at the end. I have decided that in 2026, I'm going to fully incorporate what I'm reading into the end of my videos, so stay tuned for that. If this sounds like fun to you, then grab a snack, grab a drink. Let's hang out here for a while. First of all, thank you to all of my new subscribers. I've gotten another fresh wave of subscribers. I'm assuming that you're here from 12 Days of Cast-Ons, which is a make-along being hosted by Ange of Yarn and Yarns, which has been so much fun. And I technically wrapped that up last week. However, there is a 13th cast-on that we are going to talk about in this video. Today we are drinking a room temperature coffee because I decided to add extra oat milk and forgot that would cool the coffee down. So it's room temp. And it's in the same mug as last week because I'm still feeling this teacup. Yay. It doesn't have to be hot to be enjoyable. I also have a water here because hydration is incredibly important. So, we also have today a sock check. This is one of my favorite pairs of socks. I don't remember the color name, but it has yak fiber. It's like merino and yak. They're the softest pair of socks I own. They're one of my favorite pairs of socks. They just make me very happy. So, those are the socks I'm wearing today. Today my asthma is asthmaing, just a heads up. So if there are a lot of cuts in this video or like awkward changes, I am doing the best that I can, but sometimes my lungs want to kill me. So please bear with me if I sound out of breath or whatever. I do have asthma. Anyway, on today's episode, I have my notes down below, so if you see me looking down, that is what's happening. On today's episode, there are no finished objects for this week. There are 4 works in progress, including that secret 13th cast-on. Ooh. And I also have 2 different acquisitions I want to show. And of course, I have started a new book that I'm going to talk about at the end. So, buckle in, let's get settled and look at all the projects. So the first one is in this bag that my friend Kaylee made me. These are my Little Mermaid socks that need to be done by next month because I am going on a trip to Disney World and I'm going to be incessant about it for the next month because I'm really excited. I haven't gone to Disney since I was 10, but I grew up in Florida, so I grew up in like Disney culture, just steeped in it. I have the first sock done. So the main color is Felici. And the color is Sebastian. The contrast color is deep purple in the color Ursula. Not in the... What am I saying? The contrast color is Nippic Stroll in the color deep purple. In my mind, it's an Ursula colorway, so I love that it's kind of just like multiple like Little Mermaid characters at once. I don't know. The first sock is done. I have not started the second one. I just finished this one yesterday because I need to get this pair of socks done so I don't have to like stress and worry about it. So yeah, that's how that's going. All of my socks are knit on the same kind of like basic vanilla recipe. I use size US 1.5 Addy Flexi Flips. I cast on 56 stitches. Let me hold this out while I show you. I do 10 rounds of 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, 30 rounds for the leg, slip stitch heel, however many rounds I need for the foot, and a square toe. And I like to do the color change 5 rows before I change color. 5 rows before the toe decreases start. I can speak English today. Yes, I can. So yeah, that's that project. I would love, in an ideal world, I would love to have those done by next week. Usually I'm working 2 sock whips at a time and I finish a pair every week and then I cast on a new pair every Friday. That is my usual method. I'm working on some other major projects, so I have not I have not kept up with that, and that's fine. But I am also already like, but I'm ready for the next sock. Anyway, the project that is eating my life is my North Down wrap, which is a self-drafted pattern using my Star Wars Advent from Brazos Fiberworks, Brazos Dyeworks. This is what I have so far. So Grogu is where I left off, which is the Padme Amidala colorway. And since then, it's just been gray. Just grays all the way up. So, yeah. I did the math last week, and I was like, as long as I do 20 grams every 2 days, then I will have it done in time for my trip. But I'm also trying to work ahead because I have accounting classes that start in like 2 weeks. So I'm going back to school. So I would like to be caught up so I don't end up in like this weird limbo at the end of January where I am still working and I am also going to school and I also like really need to finish this. Like, I don't want to do that. So I'm working on that. However, I'm also worried that I'm going to finish it and then not want to wear it. It's a lot of gray. It might also be way too long with 24 colors. Cause like it's already basically a shawl. So I might also just only do like 12 colors and then use the other 12 for something else. But I also think like I have a lot of opinions about this advent calendar. And I can tell you, I will not buy another one from this dyer. I bought from this dyer without ever having like bought anything from the dyer before. And so I wasn't really sure like how it was going to go. And over half of the colors are gray. And I just don't like it. Like, I don't like that there's not enough contrast in color, not a lot of vivid things. I don't love it. So I might abandon this project. I haven't decided. I do think it would be cute to wear while I'm in Disney in February. It's going to be like the perfect weather for it. And I don't even think I'll wear it like when I'm at Galaxy's Edge. I think I'll probably wear it on like the Disney Springs day because we're going to go to like a nicer restaurant at night. And I think that would be like a cute little casual fancy thing. But yeah, I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure about that one. But I also don't want to pause, fall behind, and then change my mind again and then not be able to finish it. I don't know. I need to figure out my life when it comes to my North Down is basically what I'm saying. Anyway, the pattern, it's self-drafted. It is kind of loosely inspired by the Northeasterly pattern, which is actually a blanket pattern, and also the wrap down, which is why I'm calling it the North Down. I cast it on 125 stitches. I think I'm using a size 5 needle. I'm doing a slip stitch border. My idea is when it's all done, I'm going to do an applied I-cord on the sides, but right now it's just a slip stitch border. And then I just do like slip stitch, decrease, knit to halfway, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, knit to the end, decrease, and then do the slip stitch. And then I'm also doing a textured pattern, and my default stitch is purl, not knit. So the way that I do that is I do 3 rows of purl and 1 row of knit, and that creates the textured pattern. I'll hold that up really close. Yep. And then I'm also every 5th bump, I do an extra 2 rows of purl. I just want to make sure that it lays flat is really the problem. And that's my favorite texture pattern just because I know that it's going to lay flat. So yeah, that is my Star Wars wrap down. That is the state of that. Oh, I should say, how many colors do I have in here so far? So I think when we left off, I was on the 3rd color. I'm now on color number 7, by the way, out of 24. So yeah, I think adding all 24 is going to be too long. I think I maybe should have made it whiter. I think maybe I just really don't like these colors. or not, don't like isn't a strong word. I think I'm just in my feelings that there's so much gray when there is so much variety of color within Star Wars, and it's like, oh, this is what we're doing? Like, even the characters who should have color, like this is Jabba the Hutt. What? What? I feel feelings. I'm feeling feelings. And that's all I'm going to say about that one, because we're moving on. We're moving on. The next project I have is my first corner to corner blanket of the year. I should say the last project I showed and this one were both part of my 12 days of cast-ons. This is the right side. Not that it matters. This is where we're at. I did cheat a little bit. So I did do slightly more than half an hour every day. Some days got an hour instead. There was one day where my timer went off. I forgot my timer went off and just kept knitting. I'm not stressed about that. Like 30 minutes is kind of like the bare minimum that I need, but I don't mind like knitting ahead on these because I do need to get 12 of them done through the year. And yeah, I just kind of work on it. It's how I start my knitting day, is by working on this. I have not knit on it today. It'll be the first thing I do after I upload this and settle into my little knitting chair. What do I want to say about this? The yarn is Knit Picks Brava Speckle in the color Just Peachy, or Peachy Keen or something. It's the peach one. And let's see, we left off, that's not the right side. It's interchangeable because it's just garter stitch. We left off where the little turtle is. So we got a good bit done. I'm using, I believe, a size 7. It might be a size 8. I'm like 90% sure it's a size 7. Neither of my needles want to give me a size. Yeah, it's a 7. And I'm just doing a really basic increase on the right side, knit across the back side. When it's 36 inches, start decreasing. Pretty simple. I don't know why I'm waving these around. Thanks for hanging out with me today. That's how it is here. We're a little bit all over the place today. We're a little bit flippy floppy. It's good. It's Gucci. I'm gonna drink some coffee real fast. Stay hydrated with me. Surely caffeine will fix me. It will surely not make it worse. Anyway, now I have a fun one. I have a 13th cast on for my 12 days of cast ons, which is technically not a 13th project because some of my projects were just to unravel things. But here we are. Anyway, I am using this bag, which is usually a sock bag, but now I have enough sock bags that I can just allocate it otherwise. And in here, I have the start of a beanie. It's not a whole lot. I've spent a couple hours on this and I'm still in the ribbing, which like hurts my feelings. It's fine. This is a self-drafted pattern for beanies that I like to use. And it's 144 stitches and I'm using a size 2.5 needle. When I am done with the ribbing, I will switch to a US 4. This is a sock set kit. It's from Tiny Human Knits. It's a couple years old and it's taking the Hobbits to Isengard from the Lord of the Rings collection, obviously. And here's what the stripes will look like. It is self-striping. I'm very excited for it. I already have socks in this color, and then I realized that I somehow ended up with a second set, which I think came from my friend Genevieve. So I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Because one of my bingo squares for 2026 is to knit up all of my Tiny Human Knits yarn. I have 10 full skeins. Some of them are sock sets, some of them are not, but I have 10 like project amounts of Tiny Human Knits yarn that I would like to work through over the course of the year. But I also decided this is the year I want to make more beanies. I own like 2. I own like 2 beanies. I don't usually wear them, but I do really enjoy them. And I think I just want to have some more. I also think I just want to have extra to like give out to people. I have an older brother who is like the most knit-worthy person. He wears everything that I knit him. It's very, very cute. And I make him socks usually. If you've been watching for a while, you might remember I made him the banana socks for Christmas. And he said that they were his favorite socks ever. He got incredibly excited for banana socks. But he much prefers that I make him hats, and he tries not to like say anything, and like he does like the socks, but he prefers the hats, and then I just never make hats because I'm just on the sock train at all times. So this year, if you haven't already noticed, one of my goals is to like, yes, continue making socks, but also to make other things as well. And so one of those things I want to make more hats. I want to have hats available to like give to my brother, give to other friends. In a perfect world, next December, when I hold my Yule party, which will be my 4th annual Yule party, I will have a basket just full of like little knitted items and just like a sign on it that's just like help yourself. With like lots of like knitted beanies, probably tiny pigs, maybe some gnomes, just stuff that I've made through the year that I don't particularly need to keep. And so like if people want them, they can have them. I might throw some cowls in there as well through the year. But yeah, so that's what my 13th cast on is. It is another one that is not necessarily, I'm not counting it as like just the one hat. It's going to be like my Ravelry page. I don't know if I've actually made it or if I've just convinced myself that I have, but what the Ravelry page is going to be is just like all the hats I make in 2026. That's what, that is going to be one page, but it's going to be like, I'm going to make however many hats, and I will report back at the end of the year, and I'm going to say this is how many hats I made. So yeah, let me do some maintenance real fast because all my stuff is in the wrong area. So that takes us to our acquisitions. I have 2 of them, technically 3. I am incredibly excited about them. One of them, I told you what it was in the last video if you watched it. I apologize for the crinkles, but I have wool. I have wool to spin. I'm so excited. I did open this yesterday and I did pull them out and then I put them back in. And it took like all of my self-discipline that I have in my body not to start spinning yesterday, not to like dig out my spindle and begin. I was like showing them to my roommate and she was like, oh my God. And like my roommate is literally allergic to wool. And I was like, look how pretty they are. And she was like, oh, she was like touching them anyway and then had to go wash her hands. This whole thing. But yeah, let me show you these in no particular order. These are from Jakira Farms on Etsy. And they're all 4-ounce braids. This one is BFL. So Blueface Leicester. And I love it. It looks like fire. I love it. It reminds me of Loki, which is why I got it. He's one of the main deities that I worship. I also have this one. I'm going to start spinning today. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm starting this today. This one is mixed BFL, 75% white, 25% black. I'm really excited. This one reminds me of Njord, which is the other main deity I worship. And then this one, I'm a little bit intimidated to knit or to spin because this one it's wool, but it's 75% merino, 25% mulberry silk. I have never spun merino. I have also never spun silk. And I haven't spun anything. I haven't spun anything in almost 5 years. So, in fact, we're going to pause here because I forgot to dig out my spindle, but I do want to show it real fast. Okay, I paused to show my spindle, dug it out, and realized I actually have another acquisition to show. This is my spindle. It's literally like the basic rosy spindle that comes with the basic spinning kit from woolery.com. I've had it for over 5 years. It is fantastic. I love it. I was up for an extra half hour last night just scrolling through the Woolery website of every drop spindle that they have. My original plan was that I would start using my spindle and then I would upgrade to an e-spinner. But I was thinking more about like me and my personality and also my background because I used to be a Viking reenactor. And I don't think I want a spinning wheel. I think maybe that's my problem, is that I just need to embrace the fact that I want to be a drop spindle spinner. So I do eventually want to have more spindles. This one I don't think is going to spin as fine a fiber as I will want once I graduate to like intermediate. I would say right now, or at least as of the last time I was spinning, I was basically like an advanced novice spinner. I don't know where my skill set is right now because I haven't worked with wool in a while, so I don't know if that is a skill degradation thing or if I'll just pick up where I left off. That would be lovely, but I'm not going to expect that. Anyway, speaking of spinning, we're just going to do all the spinning stuff and then move on. Speaking of spinning, I found out last night that there is a holiday called Distaff Day, which is not a real holiday, but people are like bringing it back as one. This is my favorite thing. It's on January 7th, and it's supposed to be, again, this is a satirical holiday from like the 17th century where a poet mentioned this, and he was like making fun of Puritans, and he was making fun of like country culture. But again, people have like kind of taken it and run with it as a modern spinning holiday, which I'm very here for. Anyway, it's supposed to be a holiday of like after the 12 days of Christmas end. It's the day that the women go back to spinning, the men go back to the field for plow day, which is also not a real holiday, just satire. And I obviously missed it. It was on January 7th. I'm going to celebrate it belatedly today by spinning this puppy, at least for half an hour. We'll see how we do. And anyway, I think it's great. One of my friends also spins. She has gone to like a distaff like event before, distaff day events before. The way I was messaging her at like 12:30 at night. We both work full time. We're not awake that late. I was messaging her at 12:30 at night, like from my bed, and I was like, I think the appropriate food to eat on Distaff Day is cotton candy and mutton with vermicelli noodles. And I think we should give each other fiber-related gifts and wear our hand-spun hand knits. Homespun hand knits. She spins on a spinning wheel, which I have used a spinning wheel before, and I think I don't want a spinning wheel. I think I just want this to be like a purposely slow as hell hobby. That is what I think I want. Because I think if I have a spinning wheel, I will treat spinning the same way I treat knitting, which is like quantity over quality mostly. Not that my stuff is not quality. Like I've been knitting for 20 years. I can make a nice product. But I'm also like, I want to complete a project every week. And I feel like I would do the same if I was spinning, and like I'm not going to use that much hand spun. You know what I mean? Like I'm a sock knitter. It takes so much experience to get to the point where you can actually spin fiber that could be used for socks that's like thin enough for just like actual sock weight, especially because for socks you need to ply it, so you need to do like cobweb lace spinning and then ply that into sock weight and then have it be completely uniform and then make socks out of it. It can be done. I have asked the Facebook wisdom group chats, the Facebook sock groups. What am I saying? Okay, we're gonna back up because what was that? What English was that? On Facebook, there are a lot of really large groups for people who knit socks. I have asked the group collectively whether it is possible to like make socks out of homespun, and the answer is yes. However, based on what I know about spinning, it's gonna be a lot of work to get there from here. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to celebrate Distaff Day today. I have saved it in my calendar for next year. I am hopefully going to like have a Distaff Day celebration next year. That's the plan. I'm really excited about it. Yeah. So, I also want to say, I'm not sure how much yarn I'm going to get out of this. I'm not sure what weight of yarn I'm going to get out of this. I expect it's going to be some type of novelty weight. I think what I want to do, what my plan is I will knit it, I will spin it, just kind of like let the yarn show me what weight it wants to be, and then possibly ply it, possibly leave it as one ply, and after that, when it is done, hopefully, I will have enough yarn to knit the worm hat, which is like it's like a hat, but it has like a welted pattern to it. Because I think a welted pattern is going to be forgiving for a lot of like funky chunks and stuff. Sorry, there was like a weird noise at the window. I think it'll be okay if there's like if there's parts that are more chunky and more thin. I think it'll be forgiving if it's a welted pattern. And I also just think a worm hat would be really cute, and I think it would go with me. Also, this yarn goes with my Boston t-shirt. This is the Boston Fleet. It's the women's hockey league hockey team for Boston. They're in their 3rd season. Yeah, okay, we're gonna stop talking about spinning now. I have another acquisition I forgot to talk about. So I am a project bag kind of person. If I have a project, it needs to have an oceans container, which is usually an old tea canister from Adagio. And I also always have, like, it always has stitch markers, it always has progress keepers, it always has a tapestry needle, it always has snips, and then like a small Ziploc bag to put in yarn ends. So I casted on a bunch of extra projects for 12 days of cast-ons, and I needed to order more snips. So I got like an 8-pack of snips just to have on hand, so I could like put snips in all of the bags and then still have extra, because it was throwing me off that I had run out of snips. I had too many project bags, not enough snips, so I needed those. So yeah, that's my other acquisition, or at least my surprise acquisition, because I have technically 2 left. For this section, we are no longer talking about knitting and fiber directly. So if that is all you are here for, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Have a wonderful and whimsical week. I'll see you next time. For everyone else, brace yourselves. I have figured out how to flip the camera, and it's going to make more sense if I flip right now. So we're flipping. Okay, we should be flipped now. So I have 2 things that are from the same person. My friend Megan and I are very close. We send each other Christmas presents every year. She lives across the country in Oregon. I am in Massachusetts. And somehow, instead of sending each other like just a Christmas present, we end up basically sending each other care packages. Like, it's not like one thing. It's like, here's 5 items in a package, because like postage across the country is stupid right now. So like this makes it worth it. So like this year I sent her a pair of socks. I sent her a cross stitch book. I sent her a candy bar that I got in the international aisle that she cannot get. That is like a UK based candy. It's like the Lion Bar, because we've been talking about them, and she was like, I've never heard of this, and I was like, they're the best. And I forget what else I sent. Oh, I sent her a tiny dragon that was like literally the size of a Hershey's Kiss, and I think some stickers. Yeah, and like a bookmark. And so she sent me hazelnuts from the farm near her house, because hazelnuts are my favorite nut. She also sent me this cross stitch of a D20 dragon, full coverage, that she made herself. Like, insane. She sends me a cross stitch every year, because she does a lot of cross stitching. I usually send her socks. She usually sends me a cross stitch. Usually it's a bookmark. And I just like, I know, because I'm like, cross stitch takes time. Like, it's Gucci. Like, I use the bookmarks all the time. I have this. I need to get like a thumbtack, and I think I'm gonna put it up. I don't want it to be like weirdly awkwardly out of frame, but my original idea was that I could stick it behind me and then have it like on the wall behind where I film, because I thought that would be really, really cute. I might put it somewhere else in my room. I don't know. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then one of the other things she sent me was this. If you don't know this about me, my very favorite book genre is cozy mysteries, and I firmly believe that everyone should be reading cozy mysteries. So this is Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander. It is the first in a 22 book series, and it has me in a chokehold, y'all. I'm so obsessed with it. It's so good. I need to swap out something to hold my place in this book, because she also sent me, she also sent me this bookmark. It's super cute. But the book, I'm obsessed. I've been hearing good things about Ellie Alexander for literally years, and I've never read one of her books before, because I've been working through Laura Child's Tea Shop Cafe series and Bailey Kate's Magical Bake Shop series, and there's another series, I think it's like a Seaside Cafe series by Brie Baker, I'm also slowly working through. So I was like, I don't know if I need to read Ellie Alexander. Well, I do. I do. This is about a woman who has been a pastry chef on a cruise ship for a decade of her life, and she realizes her husband is cheating on her. So she moves back in with her mom, who runs a cafe in Ashland, Oregon, which is famous for their Shakespeare festival, and everyone in the town is obsessed with Shakespeare. And so she signs on to be, the pastry chefs at her mom's cafe for a while, and ends up finding a dead body in the back of the cafe, and is like, I guess I personally have to solve this because a cab. So also she has a crush on the police. It's really interesting. It's she has a crush on the police officer because he was her high school sweetheart, but then also has decided that she's going to solve the murder on her own because the police can't do their job. I love this about cozy mysteries. So anyway, I'm enjoying the crap out of it. I can't put it down. And yeah, I have slightly less than half of the book left, and I am hoping to have some time today to read that book. I would love to have it done this weekend. I have already put the second book in the series on hold at my local library because of course I did. So yeah, that is what I'm reading. And that actually takes us through to the end of the video, basically, except for some life stuff. Oh yeah, I have life stuff. Should have mentioned that in the intro. There's some major life stuff happening. First, coffee. I gave notice at my job on Thursday. I had Friday off. We have Friday off every other week at my job. My job is moving out of state. So I'm going from having a 10-minute commute to having an hour-long commute at the same time as I'm taking 3 college classes at once. So I was like, I don't think I want to do that because we already work 9-hour days. That's why we have every other Friday off. So it'd be 9 hours plus a 2-hour commute, 1 hour each direction, and then trying to do schoolwork. And also I have a lot of hobbies. So I was like, no, I have savings. Actually, that is one of the reasons I bought this wool, is that spinning is going to be my unemployment hobby. So yeah. Yeah. And I'm feeling some mixed feelings about the fact that I'm leaving, because I've been there 3.5 years now. They've treated me really well. Most of my department they consider replaceable. I'm sure on paper they probably also consider me to be replaceable, I would imagine. But I am one of the better ones in the department. And actually, I don't know if that's true anymore because we have a really good crew right now. We have a better crew than we've had in a really long time. But for a while, I was definitely considered one of the best people within my department, one of the best employees. Yeah. Anyway. I can't do that commute. I don't have to do that commute. And so I'm not going to. I've been continuously employed since 2016. So it's going to definitely be a change to go from working to just kind of chilling. I have figured out my unemployment hobbies, and I'm also going to pick up like hiking, so that'll be good. And I'm also going to go to the gym more, hopefully, unless I like, get pneumonia another 5 times. I will pick up hiking. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to like not have to go to work and just have like unlimited time to do all of the things. And yeah, so that'll be, I did not give a specific day. I basically said, I'm happy to keep working for the company until the doors close locally, but I will not be going to the new building. At this point, I am just rambling. I don't think I have anything else to say. I think that was my major news. I'm quitting my job. If anyone has experience with spinning, I keep holding this one up like I don't have 2 other ones. Hold on. If anyone has experience with spinning, talk to me about drop spindles. Talk to me about good projects to use with hand spun. Talk to me about plying yarn when you use a drop spindle and your yarn is not on bobbins, because I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with that. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.